Hello, everybody! Fearmy Games, the new part of the Guild Wars Prophecies playthrough. We are here in Droknars Forge. I actually made a quick pit stop to my Untitled chest to take out all the gold that I had in here. I originally had a little bit more than what I have right now, but in the last couple weeks, I've actually spent like 30 platinum or so in getting gear, like getting full max level armor for my elementalist and for my a new set for my monk, because I'm making a monk warrior kind of build that's like kind of using like strength of honor and sword skills, because I had a sword. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna use this sword. It was a sword of enchanting with strength and honor. I put a zealous thing on it. That was a gift from a friend. And then I'm like, I need to get I'm gonna get some new armor, because I'm not gonna use my protection monk stuff on this one. It ended up costing me like 20,000 to get it, but I got it. So now I'm not sure if we'll have enough for what we're doing today, because in Droknars Forge, that is the area where we will get our max level gear. As you can see already, my bolts of cloth are a bit low. Yeah, I kind of spent a lot of them because the two classes that I made sets for was an elementalist and a monk, both of which are light armor classes, which means that I used lots of bolts of cloth, and so now I only have 138 left out of the large collection that I started with. So yeah, we will have to spend even more money on that. So now the kind of question when it comes to cost is, what can I afford? So we have the Alma boys. So these guys are bolts of linen, which are expensive as all hell, and I don't think I can afford. We have the Enchanter Attire, which one do I have again? Which is actually my current armor set, and I think I might be able to make enough of these ones. I think I have bolts of dust. Actually, sold some when I probably shouldn't have, now that I think about it. The Rogue Attire, which I think this is the one we started with. It's either this one or that one. That requires leather squares. Then we have bolts of silk. Let's go head on over to where to the Zoomlight chest over here to see what might be what we can maybe afford. Also, not to mention, some of the money I spent on my monk was also buying skills, which cost like a platinum each. You know. Let's see. I have 12 leather squares, 17 silk, but I have plenty of glittering dust, so that could be a good money saving opportunity. But I'm gonna take these out, and I'm gonna compare. The monk one I used was the bolts of linen, so I think I have 0 of those left. Yeah, bolts of linen right there. I don't have any bolts of the mask either. So basically what we're going to have to do is, if 17 or 12 isn't really going to be enough to cut it, we're just going to have to go for the one that has glittering dust, because I have lots of those and not so much the other ones. So, you know. Let's see. Armor. So yeah, this one, we can't get the courtly attire, but we can definitely get the Enchanter Attire, which is our current outfit. I like it. It looks kind of nice, I'd say. Makes me look enchanting, you could say. So this one, I wouldn't be able to get the full Rogue Attire, though depending on the price of leather, I might be able to get it. Because that requires 4, 8, 20, 24, 12, 24, 28. Requires 28 leather squares, and we have less than half of that, and this is probably not cheap to get. And we wouldn't be able to necessarily and then we have Tyrion Attire, which honestly doesn't look too bad, I would say. But that one is the same amount of leather squares. I mean, not leather squares, bolts of... Oh, there's also Performer. Yeah, they do lots of different kinds of outfits. One thing I wish that Guild Wars 1 had, that Guild Wars 2 and a lot of newer MMOs have, is the ability to try it on, so that way I know what it looks like on my character, rather than just being like, what is it made of? So let's see, let's check the price of bolts of silk. I assume There must be a crafting materials guy around here somewhere. There's a collector. What do you have? Yeah, not something I want. Actually, let me check something for another character. That's not bad. Not bad, if I can add more to it. Yeah, that's honestly not too bad on terms of the on terms of that gear there. We have a quest from that guy, but we'll get back to it. This is important. We must make our armor. This is a decision that might last the whole of the campaign. We have to take this seriously, okay, guys? Let's be seriously. I say campaign, but playthrough. You know what I mean. So, I wish there was a... I know, like, you can party search and find henchmen and heroes and stuff like that, but I wish you can do the same thing with like, the NPCs be like, where are those damn storage boys? Because that would just be convenient, and, you know, we're not allowed to have too much convenience. Okay. Let's see, we can always map travel. Go fast. Let's map travel real fast back to Lion's Arch. I want to see the price of... I have to re-invite those henchmen. I pre-invited those henchmen before recording the video because I was like, you know what would make my life easier? My life would be... Well, there's a quest over here. How did you not give me a quest before? We'll do this real fast. Did you feel the earth shake from my games? I was working my fields when the ground... Wait a second. This is the quest to get to Eye of the North. We're not doing that yet. We're not going that way. We still have to do factions and Nightfall after completing this whole campaign. We can't do that. So, merchant, rare material trader. There we are on Argus. So, according to this, bolts of silk is only 100. How much is bolts of leather? Leather squares. Leather squares is 220. So we can do leather squares. We can do bolts of silk because right now all we need is 5 platinum. 5 platinum is all we need in order to but first we need to make sure we have the required amount of bolts of cloth, which I think is about 200, just to be on the safe side. So if we bought we said 28, so times that by 10, 1,000. We could afford the bolts of silk. That would put us at that would basically just be 1,000 1,210. Yeah, 1,210 gold, which would be 1 platinum, 1 platinum, 210 gold, which is within our window. However, if we do Elonian squares, that's 16, which is way above our price range. So before we buy either of these, before we do anything, like one thing we can do is I can buy. Wait, now it says 120. The price has changed, has gone up a little bit, it looks like. But that still is within our range. That still makes it, you know, only about 1,320, assuming it keeps its price the whole way. Let's just buy 11. Perfect. We now have 11. How much was our last one? It stayed at a steady 120 the whole way. So now we should have the crafting materials we need for our max level armor. Guys, if you can't understand Fashion Wars, that's a you problem. Okay. So yeah, now we know we can get either the Enchanter attire, and we should be able to very easily get in the masks. I don't really care about the masks because I don't show them anyways. So they're not as important. I don't like having masks. I like my face being revealed, both in-game and out of game. So now basically what we can now get is the Tyrion attire, which we now have enough of. Let's double check to make sure we have enough bolts of cloth. That's 100. Yeah, we have plenty. We actually bought a little extra, but that's not the end of the world. No, actually, no, we didn't. Yeah, a little extra, but it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So we could definitely get the discreet mask. Honestly, I'm nervous. Right, we can definitely get the discreet mask and the Tyrion attire, the performer attire, very easily, or even the other one. So what I'm going to do is, I don't think I'm going to just tab out for a moment of Guild Wars 1. It's going to see it pop up for just a moment because I'm going to real fast bring up on my Firefox. I'm going to go to Tyrion Attire, and let's see, can I real fast change my OBS? Now I know your game capture, so I'm going to add in display capture. And I don't want display capture, I want window capture. And then I want you to capture my Firefox. Yes, there we go. That's good. That'll do for now. All right, so it's going to be a little bit of a bar on the bottom. I'm going for Mercerian Armor. So our option is Tyrion Armor, Enchanter Armor, and what was the last one? And Performer Attire. All right, let's see. And Performer. So these are all using the same, like, similar characters. So we have Enchanter. Well, that's one we have. It's not too bad. The Performer has a nice little bit more of a nice button down, a little bit more of the collar, a little bit more obvious. You know, and the Tyrion Armor, that one's the swashbuckler look right there. And that's definitely pretty nice. I think the most peasant-looking one, that might just be the resolution of the pictures being different, but I feel like they're the same resolution. I would say the best-looking guy is the least worst one is this one. So we're gonna cancel out that one. That's what we currently have already, anyways. So now it comes down to, and it's the Fashion Wars. Okay, Fashion Wars. So next comes down to Mercerian Armor or Performer Armor. So let's see, the boots. I like the Tyrion boots a little bit more. Goes a little bit higher, less obvious. The pants are pants, you can barely see them. They have the same belt, it looks like, or at least pretty close to the same belt. There's like an over jacket, and then like an under jacket, and then an undershirt in the Tyrion Armor. I like the jacket. It kind of makes it look like a little trench coat. I do like that. Now, one thing I like about the performer outfit is I feel like the vest is very nice and not like you know, I think it looks not very good in my view. It looks very nice. This one I like as well. So it's kind of hard to pick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a die in game. I'm going to delete the window now, so we can go back in. I'm going to remove it. Yes, remove window capture, and then go back to the Guild Wars. I'm going to roll a die. I'm going to roll 2, and a 1 will go for the Performer. On a 2, you'll go for the Tyrion. And if I don't like the response, that means I know I want the other one. That hawk command is not available in Dungeons and Dragons. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Okay. I'm going to... Alright, then we're going to have to go for the reliable. Okay? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. If he hollers, let him go. So Tyrion Attire. Well, the eeny, meeny, miny, mo gods tell us that the Tyrion Attire is the best attire, apparently. You know, that's just what the universe wants us to go for. So, that means we're gonna go for the Performer Attire, okay? I decided, executive decision. Alright. Now, let's make the discreet mask, because I'm not going to pay a bunch of money for a sleek mask. So right now, I'm thinking of getting an illusionary weapon. An illusionary weapon is actually in this area. And that's an illusion skip skill, I assume based on the name, illusionary weapon. So, question is, what I should probably go with. I'm thinking illusion's probably the the best as the default, but there's also a realistic chance it's probably better to go for fast casting. But I'm gonna go illusion magic. Because we're gonna go get an illusionary weapon. The only reason why I'm super tempted to go for a fast casting is because I could use that for domination magic or for my illusionary magic builds. I think I'm just gonna have to go for an illusion magic. We're not too far off from energy search. In fact, I actually did a little bit of research. Apparently, if I went back to Tomb of Rival Kings and did that whole like dungeon crawl, which probably would take a while, I can get energy search, or I'll get it soon enough anyway. So I'm gonna go for discreet masks though, because I want that illusionary weapon for the fun of it. And then, so now we got our new attire. Fancy. I like it. Fashionista right there. If you guys disagree with my choice of a fashion, you're free to comment down below and I'll tell me which armors that I should have gone for, and maybe I'll make that my next set, because if I'm making this my illusionary armor set, I can always make another set for domination magic, and have it be just easily changed between them. And have like, okay, my illusionary weapon outfit means that I going to do illusionary weapon. This one I can just sell, but this one I'm going to pack it to storage. Yeah, I didn't actually buy extras. I thought I did, but apparently I bought just enough bolts of cloth. Alright, now that Fashion Wars is done, we spent 16 minutes on Fashion Wars. Hopefully you guys are still here. So what we're going to do is now we're going to explore Droknars Forge, because I remember absolutely nothing of Droknars Forge and anything beyond that. I've only done it once, and I remember none of it. Maybe twice. Nice. Consular Tronar Ironseer. Do not be afraid. I'm sure you've heard the rumors about the Brotherhood of the Dragon, many of which are not so flattering. That didn't work this time. We see the connection to the dragon glint as blaspheme against the Great Dwarf. But I assure you, our brotherhood is not grounded in the spiritual realm. We are more interested in the, practical applications, if you will, of prophecy and the art of prognostication. Please stay a while. Perhaps you'll learn a thing or two. So it looks like these dwarves of the Droknar Forge, are part of a particular group, maybe, just based on what that guy just said. And let's see, while I'm walking, I'm going to save some time and start inviting my henchmen that I plan on bringing with me in my hunt. Perfect. So we have Consular Frodok Steelseer. Do you seek the wisdom from the Great Dragon? Kneel before her altar, and perhaps you will be rewarded with the vision of Glint herself. I'm curious, what will happen? A vision of Glint. What'd she say? Your ascension is not the end, but rather a new beginning. Those who have helped you get this far are now in great peril. Go to them. Put right that which has gone so terribly wrong. I will be here when you return, when you have fulfilled your destiny. I feel like she's calling me out for for spending so much time on Fashion Wars right now. But I don't care. I'm just gonna plop some of my spare V-tape, my spare runes here, because why not? I'm not gonna put a tomb in. Screw it, I'm just gonna put tomb in. I don't really care if I have to delete it later. I might as well use them and delete them later rather than waste my time. Let's see. What weapons does this guy have? I'm actually kind of curious if there's anything good here. Because with the illusionary weapon, we will want a melee weapon in order to kind of make it sort of more effective. So we might go for either a longsword or a battle axe. I guess the weapon doesn't really matter, does it? Except for the mods I need to put on. I need, like bonus energy and that kind of thing is probably good. I definitely shouldn't have a zealous or anything, because it says I believe zealous is specifically when you hit, and illusionary weapon makes it so you always miss. So that would be not good together. Let's see, what would the Jeweled Talos be? +5 armor, +45 health while enchanted. So that's inspiration magic. Jeweled Chakram. Health plus 31 and illusion magic plus 1. Honestly, the jeweled chalice honestly probably would be perfect for what we're going for with the build that we're planning on going for, or the inscribed chakra. I find it funny how the illusionary magic one is the only one that doesn't provide armor. Maybe I'll consider this just as a benefit as well. But I'm thinking, while enchanted, illusionary weapon I believe is an enchantment spell, so that'd be perfect to have with it. So that's something to keep in mind, I guess, for the future. Captain Hugo Bronzebeard. The Mercerian have taken Thunderhead Keep. Just ordered my scouts Korg and Onar ahead to learn what they can and to find the one the ancient texts call the Seer. It is said that he can fashion a set of armor capable of protecting one against Mercerian magic. Most like a tale told over a flagon of ale. But in these times, who knows? I expect a report by now. Something must have held them up. I'd feel better if he went after them. I'll see what I can find out. How convenient, though. I just spent some like about 7 platinum on making a set of armors. Hopefully it doesn't immediately become obsolete. That'd just be awkward. Yeah, nothing here for me. I was just double checking the collect to be like, I didn't miss anything when I was. We found the material trader and the material traders that we were looking for earlier. How convenient. Let's see. I probably wouldn't go for any of these 3 in terms of insignias. And if soon enough, I might want to go for some minor illusion and maybe some minor fast. There's no minor fast casting. I just noticed that. That's interesting. And might go for something like blessed insignias for the build I'm going to be running. I also want to invest in some of these vigor runes. However, a major vigor rune's 100 platinum, and I think the most I had at one time is 550 platinum, unless you count my ecto. But I don't my ectos. But I don't remember how much ectos are worth. So might not be worth enough even to buy one of those. Let me sell my extra enchanter attire. Let's see, more merchants, more dye traders. Honestly, one thing we will need to do, may not do it right now. I was saying we won't do it, we won't maybe actually, is find a good dye that we might want to put for our, for this armor set. I'm seeing if this guy has anything I want, because the honestly sympathetic visage isn't too bad. Let's see, so we're going for illusion magic. We apparently have every one of the illusion magics except for sympathetic visage already, and most of the inspiration magics, which I guess kind of makes sense. I wonder what's the best. I'm probably off video. I will be focusing on. I'll probably spend some time. The reason why I'm saying is because my mind was changing as I was getting the words out. But I'll be spending a little bit of time getting like my idea of what I want to do. If I want, what's my new secondary professions going to be like when I'm able to get them? What would be the best one for it? Like probably, since military weapons a melee one, probably imagine a melee martial class, but I could be wrong. It might be a caster that might be good for it. Who knows, maybe Mesmer Monk is actually the perfect one for it. So it looks like we do have a quest, but it's not actually a main story quest. I actually figured it was going to be a main story. Oh, I need to go back in here. The reason why I'm going back in here is because I just remembered this is the same area where I want to get my illusionary weapon. Let's see, there it is. I'm going to swap out my Bane Signet for it. That way I sell my res skill and all my usual skills. Bane Signet is becoming less and less useful as we've been going on, just because it doesn't do as much damage as some of my other skills do. But it's been very nice as just a easy to use knockdown. So they don't seem to have a healer. They seem to have a bunch of necromancers though. Interrupt that. Interrupt his attempts. It's like that guy hit by a meteor or something. I'm not sure exactly what got him, but he's dead now. He was alive until I got to him. I believe that like if it gets that there's no quest in Droknars Forge, then the game expects me to walk over to the next mission that's around here somewhere. That's my guess, at least. And it's not that far from Droknars Forge. It's like a very small walk there. I'm too slow at my interrupt spells, apparently. I love this guy in Blood Ritual. I can't wait to have blood his power. Korg Snowfoot. Old Bronzebeard sent you. Too cold out in the woods for that lazy man. He used to be a ranger like the rest of us. Chalice gives him a title and he thinks it's his right to sit by the fire and enjoy a pint. Have I found anything? Seeking the seer. Nope. King Chalice sent me to find the seer. The old stories say that he can fashion magical armor to protect us from those Mercerian. I hope they are true. Even the stone summon have been driven from their minds. We sent Rornok to scout out to the ice caves of sorrow. Knowing him, he's been caught by now. So let's follow the quest dialogue. I know that the legendary weapons board this way, from what I looked up where it was. You know, I just had an idea. Like one of the fortunate things about the lack of fashionable attire in Guild Wars 1 is I was like, it'd be pretty cool if I can dye like the shirt one thing and the jacket another thing. I think the jacket's a hard stuck this color, or maybe that's the only thing I can dye. It's the only thing I can dye, that might actually be a bad thing. Or maybe like a bright yellow or like a gold color kind of thing to match give my guild's a color scheme of gold and black. Lots of dashers. I wonder why they made that choice. It's an interesting choice. And I like the fact that they take time to animate bone fiends. That way I can kill them all the easier. But, I'm recording this video as kind of a little bit of a break from my preparation for Waterdeep Dragon Heist. As of the time of recording this video, it's going to be later tonight. But as this video is released, it's actually going to be almost a week beforehand. So hopefully it goes well. Let's see. Hello there. We have had enough activity as of late with all the Stone Summit being driven from their minds. Rornok sent out before us. He should be into the ice caves by now. What can I do for you? Korg mentioned a seer, eh? I've heard the stories and I don't believe them all, truth be told. More importantly, the Shining Blade's leader, Avenia, has been captured by the White Mantle. We're working with them to free her. Whoever would have thought that the Drudgemore would ally with the Crichton rebels? Strange days, indeed. Blade Scout Shelby's up ahead. She'll have a report for you. So the White Mantle are pushing into the mountains is what my understanding is what's going on. Let's see, what do you have, Xember Gorax? You have stuff that's not really. This is actually a pretty good wand. Pretty sure. Staff, staff, not wand. And a pretty good divine symbol. It's only 5 frigid hearts. They're probably harder to get than I'm thinking, but still seems like a pretty good one. So Ice Caves of Sorrow. Yep, this is the section of the next mission where it was telling us to go. So this will be where we do next episode, but we're not going to end this episode quite yet. Welcome here, sent by the king himself, no less. Here is compensation for your journey. We are too few to march against the unseen masters of the White Mantle. The dwarves insist on fighting some ancient spellcaster they claim is a seer. I appreciate their help, but fear this is a fool's errand. If any would help us more than some old man and his dusty spells. Ice caves of sorrow indeed. Alright, so I think it's faster to start back at Droknars Forge and then walk the rest of the way back. Because I believe it's on the left, top left of the map. And so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Hellish shoot. I will have the same necromancers that we brutally murdered out here, I assume, unless they're just part of the quest. Yeah, I'm not seeing them here anymore, so maybe they were just part of the quest. Mountain trolls instead of jungle trolls, and Tengu of the Braves. Which is interesting. This is interesting place for them to be. Now, when did you get there, Mr. Brave? You know, Pierce Strike, that's an interesting move. I wonder what the Fierce is. Yep, it is a ranger. Oh, yeah, that's not a spell, that's an attack. I don't know why I did that. I should have just used empathy, because empathy would have really messed him up there, because dual shot is you fire 2 attacks simultaneously. And empathy is every time you attack. You know, every time you attack, you do Ichichi. Die, mountain trolls, die. Okay, there we go. Oh, we got a gold weapon. It's not quite max though. I think max our hammer is 37. I think. And fragility. Yep, I'm dead. My healers, couldn't heal me themselves, lazy schmucks. Plus 20 damage while hex and hammer mastery plus 1. 19% chance of using skills. Interesting. I don't think you usually want to be hexed, but it's not too bad if you're up against a lot of mesmers, I guess. Enough of that phantom pain of yours and that fragility. Damn it! I interrupted one of their phantom pains, but the other one just came up and got me. How rude. Now let's see, are these mountain trolls also rangers? Or are they just mindless beasts? So far they haven't cast any skills, so I guess these guys are just... Oh, no, they're warriors. So basically mindless beasts. It's, they enter a battle range. I guess that's an interesting stance. One thing when I was doing research on Warrior, both for my Savage World settings, but I didn't even notice this really when I was doing my Savage World thing, because I was just like looking up different skills and like what they have to maybe add in the skills for my Savage World thing. But I was actually making for Monk, because I was like, okay, I can't get strength. What attack bonus, elite, or skill does Warrior have that isn't tied to strength? And I found like it was like the only one that I could see that I was willing to get. At least but at least one that I've noticed. I was like, I'm gonna get that one. Was done by let's see. I think was Soldier Stance. It was the only one that was tactics that would provide me with a 33% bonus attack speed. It was Soldier Stance, and the only way I could get that is at the Gates of Desolation Nightfall, which is pretty far along in the campaign. Thankfully, my monk wasn't she wasn't all that far in the Nightfall campaign. She was far enough that I'm like, oh, maybe I can make a run for it. And unfortunately, I found out I was literally like a small space away. This is good to know. It was literally like a small space away from her, and found out that, and I found out from the boss, and found out that he was like literally, like, if I had a if it was a little bit outside of longbow range to aggro him onto the sand where I was grabbed in. Though admittedly I wasn't. Basically, when you're in the Gates of Desolation map area, when you are attacked, I guess I should know, when you go into the sand and you're just you will die instantly after a couple seconds, because mortals cannot survive there. The only way you can cross it is by being a Janundu worm. But the problem I had was the fact that I had not yet done the mission, which allows you to control the worms. So that meant that I could not use my signature. That means I could not reach the boss and kill him. I had an idea though. I was like, I'm gonna hug around the edge of the map. And by hugging around the edge of the map, maybe, just maybe, I will be able to actually get to him, because I can survive there. Heroes are dumb as shit though, and they kept dying as I was hugging in the center. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to try and use a longbow, a bow that I had in my inventory, just like as a drop. I'm going to use it to try and drag them. I used that to kill a group of enemies that had aggro to us between them, but then I'm like, oh no. None of the enemy patrols close enough to the edge of the sand for me to aggro the boss. I could see the boss. I could see him. He was in my sights, but I could not kill him because he was out of my attack range. And if I went into the sand, I'd just die. And I'm like, no. No. It was basically my entire thought process. It also would have been an awkward battle because the AI is dumb as shit, and so what would happen is they would attack, they'd run, it probably would have run into the sand and killed themselves, and that would be the end of it. So it's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. So I wonder what's up here. But yeah, so now I'm like, fine, game, I will do the story and do it right. And that's basically how I ended up. So now a little bit of my off time, I've been doing a bit of the Nightfall campaign. Basically, I'm not even going for any of the bonuses. I'm just like, get this done fast as possible. I want my soldier stats. I'll be perfectionist another time. Well, this is just an alternative way through. Let me go back over there. I'm not really need to kill anything. I don't get anything for it. I just want to keep going up north and west to find where that enemy is hiding. See, the screen's gonna go down for a quick second. I'm just double checking where the boss spawns with illusionary weapon. So I know he's in this area. So yeah, he's in Talus Chute. He has 3 potential spawn locations, one of which is actually only a little bit north of where which is only about right here apparently. So hopefully he's right there, because then I can just murderize him. Otherwise he's a little bit east of that, or straight on the path to Camp Rancor, which is a little outpost, which is where the game is trying to tell me to go to. So he's either here, or a little bit west of here, or a little bit north of here, essentially. There's the Ellie boss. I don't see that's not the Mesmer one. So maybe let's check a little bit east of here before we go to those the Talon boys. Death to the blessed griffin, blood for the blood gods. Interesting. Okay. Or maybe we probably should kill these guys and secure that altar now that I think about it. What if we died and had to walk all the way back here? That would suck. Oh, someone's using ignite arrows. You're rude. You're really rude, don't you know? You know, maybe that whole dying thing was a little more accurate than I had intended it to be. You're almost dead, you damn savages. Oh no, even Mox has died. Thankfully, our henchies are doing a good job keeping us alive, except our healer, apparently. Our healer is the only one who's not being kept alive very effectively. Okay, we did it. We're winners. I'm thinking maybe, like, definitely those mesmers, I think I should prioritize them a bit more. They are brutal. Bone lace, that's interesting. So bone lace is for necromancers, plus 15 against piercing. I never understand the purpose of those ones as just so specific, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna head a little bit, some more Azure Shadows. I'm gonna kill these guys that are, wait, Seer Windrush, I think that's the one I'm looking for. Perfect, he's right in the path to Camp Rancor, whatchamajiggy. These Azure Shadows are Smite Monks. That's good to know. Where is my heal? Why didn't we not res the healer? Wait, let me go ahead and res the healer real fast. I kind of just assumed a monk would res the healer, because I'm just so used to that happening with my heroes that I'm like, so it's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna res her myself. Well, she'll feel better soon, I'm sure of it. No. None of that mesmer bullshit. I am the only one who gets to do mesmer bullshit here, bucko. You may have got one off on me in the end while I was casting backfire, but that's it! That's it! That's all you get. Perfect, so... Wait. Yes, illusionary weapon is ours. So for 30 seconds, your melee attacks neither hit nor fail to hit. Instead, illusionary weapon deals X damage to your targets for each melee attack. You have +2 armor for each equipped illusion magic skill. So right now, I only have about 10 illusion magic. And so it's 29. Probably will increase up to 30. I might increase to about 34 with 10 when I get to, if I put it to 12. We'll see. So this is Camp Rancor, a little outpost here that might have, apparently I'm stuck on something. Let's see, apparently, like, this quest takes you to Snake Dance. What's Snake Dance? I'm officially intrigued, but I'm gonna have to find out about that later. But apparently there is more this way. I wonder if that would take me all the way up to, like, here, maybe. I wonder if that's, if this actually allows you to walk all the way north into like Beacon's Perch or something like that. That'd be kind of scary. Maybe not something I would definitely not do next episode, but maybe like one day I'll be like exploring Tyrion. You know, do something like that. Alright, guys, I'm actually going to call an end for this episode. It's already been about 45 minutes. This is definitely a full episode. I'm probably going to call this one the Fashion Wars, probably. Like, Fashion Wars at Droknars Forge. That actually rhymes. A little bit. Perfect. I like it. If you guys like the video, press like button down below. Comment down below. And also, don't forget, comment down below. Tell me what armor you think I should have gotten. And depending on how many people say it, I might get that for the next set of armor I get for my Mesmer. Okay? Take care, everybody. Good night. Well, good night. It's midday here. Take care. Good night, evening, wherever you may be. Sayonara.